Agriculture on the move.
Agricole mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Good day, people, and welcome to the program Agriculture on the Move. My name is Phillip Sydney. The Sargassum seaweed, I'm sure you have heard about it. I'm sure you have smelt it. A nuisance, a problem on our beaches, ranging from Casaba, Dennery, Prale, as far as V4. As you drive along the East Coast, you take this foul smell. Of course, it's a nuisance. A nuisance to sea bathers. It's unsightly on the beaches. You have problems for the fishers who go out fishing. There's a problem for the seamoss farmers, and of course, by extension, the tourism industry. With me in studio is Mr. Johanan Dujon, who is a young St. Lucian and, of course, a young entrepreneur. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you for having me.
John, tell me something. There are not many young persons like yourself who are so innovative, and I'm very curious to know how on earth you were able to view the sargassum and put it around into good use. What gave you that idea?
Yes, the idea actually came by when I was looking at the news, and I was hearing everybody complaining about the sargassum and what it's going to do to tourism, etc. And a friend of mine's mom actually said to me, St. Lucians are oblivious to the usage of this thing. And she said to me, this thing could be used as a fertilizer. So I collected it in its raw state. I started experimenting with it, killed a few plants, yes, but eventually we got to something that is now usable and can be of great use to the agriculture sector.
How long ago you began this?
It's about a year now.
A year now. Okay, but where you live in Ancillary, from Ancillary?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you were able to, is it visible in Ancillary?
No,
it's only on the East Coast?
Only on the East Coast. So we actually had to drive down, because we have a truck, drive down, get a few truckloads and start testing and start practicing, start experimenting with it. Okay,
take me through that process. How were you able to come up with your peat moss and also your liquid fertilizer?
Right, the process, we are about patenting it to some aspects I cannot disclose. However,
of course.
We basically collect it, we process it in our specialized manner, and what we come out with a liquid component, which is the total plant tonic, and we have the peat moss as well, which is a soil medium and something that could build humic matter in the soil and increase soil fertility.
So you're using only the sargassum and with nothing else?
We use the sargassum in conjunction with other organic properties, but the sargassum does form one of the major components or ingredients of the product.
Okay. All right. What have you done so far in terms of getting the farmers to be aware of that product?
Right. When we first, when we were in the developing stage of the product, we of course would give out samples to the farmers. They would critique it, say, well, take for instance the first time, it worked, but it took too long to break down in the soil. The farmers are used to, I don't want to say bong sanjo, but the farmers are used to quick results.
Yes, correct.
And we couldn't give that in the first instance. So then we came up with the liquid component of it, whereby they could apply as a foliar feed and get quicker results, and that has been working very well for them so far. So we had to take it to them, let them try it out, and once they were confident that it was going to or when they saw basically that it was increasing their yield, it was assisting with the fungus that was attacking the plants, and it was improving, of course, the plant's resistance to diseases and pests. They decided, well, hey, they're going to give it a shot.
So it's a fertilizer in conjunction as a pesticide?
It is the product, the total plant tonic is 3-in-1, and that's why we patented it. And that has never been done before. It is a plant food first and foremost. It is not a pesticide, it's a pest repellent. So aphids, white flies, leaf borers, these things, it wouldn't kill them, but it would repel them. And thirdly, It's I would say it has fungicidal properties. So the powdery mildew and some of these other common fungus that attack the plants, it actually helps with that as well.
So, okay, before you actually introduced it to the farmers, you carry out your own experiment based on all what you have said there, as a repellent, as a fertilizer. How did you come up with the dosage to be used?
Beautiful, good question. We have used a lot of third-party research, but we are working with ICA as well to actually confirm. We have the third-party research has actually been shown that Sargassum tick, for instance, repels slugs. Sargassum, well, not Sargassum, seaweed.
Yes.
Seaweed controls nematode populations in banana roots.
Yes, that's true.
So we use this research, and we're working in conjunction with scientists and ICA, etc., to basically show this on a local scale as well. But that these things are well known already. This research has already been done.
Okay. So the salinity of the sargassum, the seaweed, when it is being decomposed, all of this the salinity washes away.
Our process leaves some of it in there. The thing is, the product is also, I should have said 4-in-1. It's a soil amendment. Instead of buying lime to change the pH, to neutralize the pH of the soil, with most of our soils are acidic, the product actually does that. So it's a soil amendment as well. So of course, salt is alkaline.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's a soil amendment as well.
Okay. So you did all of that experiment?
Yes, sir.
So give me you have been there for 1 year into this, okay?
Yes.
Are you saying within 4, 5, 6 months were you able to come up with all the properties for use as far as experimental stages are concerned?
We are still experimenting because I believe in continuous product improvement. But yes, within 9 months, funny enough, we were able to go through all of these stages in terms of testing its efficiency and testing how it actually works, how it affects yield, how it affects the different pests, etc. We have before and after photos, we have testimonials from farmers, and of course now scientific research.
Okay, take me through something. Okay, you say you're dealing with say tomatoes,
right?
All right, you have yields without the use of the sargassum or your mixture, and you have yields after the use to show you the.
And of course we have a control as well. So and we do 4 samples. We have a control with just water.
Good.
We have with Miracle Grow and other chemicals, and we have different concentrations of our product. That's how we came up with the dilution rate.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how we arrived at the perfect dilution rate that will, and I mean the product is very economical. 1 gallon would cover almost 2 to 3 acres for you.
Wow.
At a very affordable cost. So.
Okay.
I mean, yes.
Okay. Give me some examples as far as farmers are concerned, or the agricultural regions are concerned. Where do you think you have really stamped your product?
I would say in Choiseul, and now sort of getting to Babonneau.
Okay.
So farmers are now using the product. They're asking for it because again, the product aids in helping plants cope with drought and stress, and you know that with the longer dry spells, the dry NPK doesn't do much for you during that time. I mean, even when you water it, it'll leach out and the plant will not get all of the benefits. But our product, you apply it to the leaves as a folia, and right away
you see results.
You get your results.
Okay. As far as the peat moss is concerned, in terms of soil water retention capacity, does it have that?
Yes, it does, and it keeps its moisture pretty well. And what it does is it actually helps the root development of the plant as well, and it can be used as a potting mix for garden plants, but for seeds as well. So, I mean, so
in nurseries you can actually use it in your potting mix and then to germinate your seeds.
Precisely. So instead of importing peat moss, we have a locally made one right there.
Okay. Are you working in conjunction with the Extension Division in the Ministry of Agriculture to ensure that the farmers get that message?
We are. I wish we'd have made more headway, but we are working with the Ministry of Agriculture and the Extension officers to get us onto the field. I need to say thank you to Ms. Glasgow from Babonneau, who has really assisted in that regard. And I mean, as we continue to work with other extensions, we hope to have similar success.
Yeah, because I'm thinking here that should be taken on by the extension officers in the various regions, especially where I would say vegetables are grown predominantly, especially down in industrial areas you mentioned. I'm sure you should be working with the black bee vegetable farmers and also and berry farmers and stuff like this. Okay, we are due for our first break. You are watching Agriculture on the Move. We are due for our first break. We'll be back soon.
A smart family is a healthy family, and a healthy family eats smart. Fresh local meats and poultry are the best choice for your family. Our methods ensure that you can trust that they're packed with all of nature's nutrients, fresh from your local farmer. St. Lucia's certified meat and poultry producers meet every government standard for health and safety. Choose a healthy lifestyle for your entire family.
To stay at the peak of my performance, I buy fresh St. Lucian local produce. Eat fresh, buy fresh.
Fresh local food products straight from the farm to your plate.
We eat fresh St. Lucian bananas. Eat fresh.
St. Lucia's farms produce an abundance of fresh quality foods, highly nutritious and incredibly tasty. Wise choices when it's most important. Healthy families. Buy fresh, eat fresh.
Welcome back to the program, Agriculture on the Move. Mr. Dujon, I know that you have worked with the berry farmers. I know they use a lot of peat moss because they provide seedlings, to the farmers island-wide. Are they working in conjunction with you? Is there a different mix for the nurseries as far as potting mix is concerned, and a different mix, say, for the farmers to use them on their farms?
Right. Of course, on the label we have our directions for use. So take for instance, the total plant tonic can also be used for germinating seedlings. You soak the seedlings in this solution, and it increases your germination rate, and your plants grow faster, of course, and they are more resistant to stress, etc. We have tests to show that as well. In terms of the peat moss, we are actually in talks with Bellevue farmers to work out an agreement whereby we could supply them with peat moss and perhaps supplement the importation, and of course boost the local economy through that as well.
Definitely. Okay, take me back to where is your factory based?
Our facility is based in the hills of Denver. It's called Bosque d'Or.
Yes,
that's in the hills. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How many persons are you employed so far?
Right now, we employ about 10 persons part-time. Wow. Part-time, because as you know, we could only do so much. We have to pay trucks to come up to dump. That's a bit of a cost as well. And put in infrastructure. We are about 2,200 feet from a main. I think you could imagine how much Wasco is going to charge to put water up in the hills. So we're using some form of rainwater harvesting. It hardly rains up there sometimes, so we have a few teething processes. Teething, we're going through teething field, but I mean, we'll get there.
So where you get all your seaweed from?
We collect from Prala, we collect from Dennery, and lesser extent we used to go down to Savans Bay, but all of it has sunk down there since then. So
okay. Yes. So what happens? It stays on the water for a while, and then as it decomposes, it sinks.
Yes, the Sargassum has these floating sacs, right? These air bubbles, and it keeps it afloat. But as it's decomposing, the bubbles pop, which of course it loses its buoyancy and it sinks. Okay.
All right. So can you give me an idea of, also on a weekly basis, what your production is like? How many bags you produce?
The peat moss is something that's more just now coming on stream. We're just working on that, so the production is not much right now. In terms of the total plant tonic, we have capacity to produce, let's say, 5,000 gallons a week. We are working on, of course, demand. Well, supplying that. There is demand, but we are new product. But that is our capacity, 5,000 gallons a week.
Okay, in terms of publicity, right? The plantonic especially, I mean, how do you publicize this thing? I mean, you have, I know it's costly, I suppose, but what are you doing in that direction?
We're actually working with ICA to have some more demonstration plots. And also with the Ministry of Agriculture to a certain extent as well, in terms of enlightening the farmers. Because we went to the different farming communities, yes, but we have not met. How do we know we're meeting with the major farmers? How do we know who's who? So going through the Ministry of Agriculture, going through Fair Trade as well, who we're speaking with, with Total Quality Fruit. All these various agencies who have farmers under the umbrella of the group. I mean, this is what we're doing in terms of publicity to get the product out there. The marketing is a bit tricky for this product because it has so many uses. It can be used in garden and lawn care. So we have some marketing going on with M&C and Mega J where it's available. And if the farmers, you have a completely different side because obviously it's two different uses.
Working with ICA, are you working with ICA scientists to actually give you the clearance in terms of, yes, that is safe to use, in terms of, say, residual effects and whatever? I mean, where does that come in?
Right, ICA is actually working with us, like you said, technical support. But in terms of whether it's safe to use and whatnot, this product has been sent over to Kariri, which is a ISO 9000 lab. In other words, it is of international standards. And we have been given clearance. It has no heavy metals in there. It has no harmful chemicals, obviously because it's organic. So we have a nutrient analysis that has been done, intensive, broken down everything, so we have to process everything. So it is clear for use.
Okay.
It has no detrimental effects.
In terms of cost, I mean, can you tell us exactly?
Of course. The Total Plant Tonic is available at Groove Farm Supplies, is available at Bellevue Farmers, it's available at Mega J, MNC, and the price is very affordable. Okay. At Mega J, for instance, is $39.25, and this product basically gives you way more coverage than Miracle Grow. So we cover with a backpack sprayer. We'd get one of our products would give you 4 backpack sprayers. A backpack sprayer covers about 4,000 square feet, so we can cover 16,000 square feet if you use the product properly, as directed. Miracle Grow would give you 900 square feet, 1,000 square feet, 4,000 square feet. So we are way over them in terms of coverage, number one, and also in terms of the economic usage of the product. Right. Because when you use Miracle Grow, you may still get pests affecting you, so you have to go and buy another product. You might get fungus affecting you, have to go and buy another product. With us, you use one product and it does everything for you.
Yes. It's multi-use.
Multi-use.
It's great. Recently, I think, not only in St. Lucia, but the other islands in the Caribbean, the Sargassum weed is affecting everybody. I think UE decided to have a symposium in Barbados. I know my minister attended that, and you also attended. Give us an idea of what transpired at that symposium.
Right. At the Sargassum Seaweed Symposium hosted by Sermes at UE Barbados, basically this was just a brainstorming session. So we had some ministers from Antigua, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, of course, Barbados, obviously, and other affected islands, who came in basically looking for solutions to the problem. And the thing is that the Caribbean or the affected islands really don't have a clear pathway and how they plan to deal with this Sargassum. And I think ALGAS Organics is actually providing that. We're working with companies in Barbados now, well, one company in Barbados, and we're actually in the process of working out with the NCC in Barbados as well, in terms of providing a sustainable model which would allow removal of Sargassum from beaches, processing of the Sargassum, sale of the Sargassum, and letting it become self-sufficient. So you have government input in the first instance, and thereafter it becomes self-sufficient. So government just has to sit back and allow us to deal with the Sargassum seaweed. It's off everybody's back.
Okay. So at the end of the day, what was the final solution stemming from that symposium? Is it something that is hanging in the air? Can you also see that St. Lucia, with you, have gone? You all are way ahead of the other islands.
I would say that we are fully ahead of the other islands. And the amount of research we've done in 1 year, I think we're more than a year ahead of the other islands.
Okay.
The islands are now, like I said, the UE is trying to form a Sargassum Emergency Advisory Project. That would take some time. And as I indicated at the meeting, at the Sargassum Symposium, while we are planning all these nice things, seaweed is still arriving on our shores.
That's true, yes.
While we have all these meetings, it's still affecting fishermen. Okay, so we are miles ahead. And I don't mean to blow my own horn, but we are miles ahead. And I think that we have a model now that we could use in St. Lucia, and that we could have copied throughout the region. We could mirror this throughout the region. Let us be known for, we have the Peters, we have 2 Nobel laureates. Let us be known for something new.
Something new.
Okay? The experts in Sargassum Sea. Let's be known for that.
Yes. So I think maybe the way forward for you is to go into the other islands and establish your companies in the other islands. Or maybe you have to ship to them.
The thing is, right now we actually about to. This is between us, right? Between everybody.
Hold that point. We are due for another break. Stay tuned.
Do you know what a GMO is?
It's genetically modified organism.
It's a genetically modified organism.
That's absolutely right. A GMO is a plant or animal organism which contains genes taken from a different plant or animal to create a set of desired characteristics. For example, a gene taken from a fish and infused in the cellular membrane of a tomato to create a frost-resistant tomato. The technology is designed to improve the quality of agricultural produce for consumption, but its long-term effects are not known. Join the Ministries of Agriculture and Sustainable Development in implementing the National Biosafety Framework, aimed at providing information on GMOs and LMOs in ensuring that they are used, handled, and transported in a manner that is safe to the environment and human health.
Welcome back to the program. Mr. Dujon, I heard the Minister made some statements, our Minister for Agriculture, when he attended the symposium in Barbados, and I also heard him say about the other uses apart from using it for fertilizer and whatever. But I think there are other uses they use the sargassum for.
Yes, there's a gentleman by the name of Mark Hill, and he's very innovative. He has come up with perhaps using the sargassum as plywood, like sargassum homes, sargassum tiles. These were some of his innovations. But the point I made at the symposium is that these things require capital. So you have to go and buy a machine for something that you're not sure how long it's going to be around for. So in terms of it's innovative. I applaud it. I love innovation, but we must be practical. I mean, so there are other uses. Actually, the plywood, the sargassum houses, for example, the tiles. There was also alginate, removing the alginate from it to make stuff for how do I put it? For lipsticks, creams, etc. So there are other uses, but I think the easiest one to exploit right now, the immediate one to actually relieve the persons and the fishermen on the affected coast, is to use it for the agricultural purpose. I think this is the quickest, somewhat easiest way to go about. Because otherwise, again, you have to do research for the alginate, you have to do certain stuff, and then while you are doing that, sargassum is piling up.
Yes. In I think Japan or China, I think they also use it as a tea.
Yes, and they eat it. And that is the next thing. I mean, if this sargassum seaweed landed in Japan, there would be none. Everybody would be going on the beach and get some free food.
True.
You know?
Yes.
So that's another thing. And in Barbados, yes, actually in Barbados, that the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association is looking at coconut. They're looking at soaps as well. So that's something else we can explore. You know, so.
Interesting. Well, as you speak, before the sargassum business came to you, what were you? What's your role? What business were you in before?
Commercial fishing supplies.
Okay.
So ALGAS Organics is not the first company. And actually, we didn't get a loan from any institution to get ALGAS to where it is now. We had to actually have a balancing act between the two companies.
Yeah, in fact, I wanted to ask you that. I mean, how were you able to fund that project?
Yeah, like I said, the one company had to fund another. That's what we had to do.
Wow. Yeah. So you never saw it fit into maybe go to one of the banks to access funding?
Now, that is, we actually had a debate yesterday on We Vent Radio about venture capital and startup funding. Majority of banks don't fund startups. So no matter how ingenious or innovative the company may be, the bank, there's no policy for that. And as we were discussing, everything starts with policy. So take, for instance, if I didn't already have a company prior to this one,
So that's it.
this would just be a pipe dream.
Wow.
So I consider myself very fortunate.
Wow. Okay, so what next for you, Dujon, as far as this is concerned?
I want to have ALGAS Organics subsidiaries in all affected islands, number one. I want this to be exported to agriculture mega centers such as Jamaica, Trinidad, Guyana. I want this product to be used extensively at home. I want ALGAS Organics to become a home name when it comes to agriculture. And what I'd like, finally, is to go into agro-processing. I think in St. Lucia, our problem in the Caribbean, our problem is we like the bounce and draw thing. What I mean by that is raw materials. We have been growing bananas for eons. We have no banana flour on a large enough scale. We have no... the only person doing anything seriously with the banana is, in terms of processing, is Barron Foods.
Yes.
But in terms of a scale that you can talk about, nothing. We grow everything and we don't do anything with it. We export it to developed countries, they process it and send it back to us. What are we doing? So I think that commercial agriculture, and I just made this point, I'll make this point again, a lot of farmers are not businessmen. They farm to survive. So they would farm in a manner that's not always the most economically sound. They don't do it properly to some extent. A businessman going into farming will look at all ways to cut corners and increase yield. That's what they want. Bottom line. So that's what we're going to do. Go into ALGAS farms and have a 30, 40, 100 acre farm producing everything from shrimp to tilapia all the way. That's what we want. So agriculture cannot remain on the back burner.
Definitely not. I mean, we need to feed ourselves, you know. I mean, we need to bring down our food import bill. You know. I mean, I'm happy last year it went down by 6 million. And I'm hoping this year I would love to see, because I mean we have been trying our best in the ministry to get St. Lucians to eat more of what is produced locally. You know, eat more local chicken. I mean, it's better for your health. And more money in the farmer's pockets, you know, kind of thing. But what do you have to say for the young men out there and women out there who believe there's nothing to be done in St. Lucia, no work? I mean, they're expecting government to give them a job. I mean, what's your take on that?
My take on that is that I think in St. Lucia we are a lazy people. I'll say that. I think that we are lazy. There are opportunities all around us. We have some property in town, very fertile soil. And if I were to ask some of the young men from the area to come and help me plant something, they'd never come. So when we say there's no employment, I think there are opportunities that we can exploit. And if we would sit down instead of going out and party every day, we would sit down and say, boy, what can I do? I live in a community. People always, want chicken or something. Can I go to Peter and Company, get it wholesale and sell in my community?
Right.
Look around.
Start something. Yeah. Very good.
That's my advice to them. Start something. And the next advice is not just to the young persons, but to the policy makers. If we want to encourage entrepreneurship, we cannot do it with lip service. Put policies in place to support and encourage entrepreneurship, starting with the banks. SEDU is trying something now with the Small Business Development Center. Kudos, but we need money.
Definitely, we'll have to end there. Good spot to end. Mr. Dujon, thank you very much. I wish you success, and I know you will develop that product more, and of course, by extension, the other islands in the Caribbean. You've been watching Agriculture on the Move. We'd like to thank you, the viewers, for viewing the program. And please, people, take the advantage of this product. I don't know if they zoomed in on it to show exactly what it looked like. It's pit moss. You can use it in your backyard garden, in your pots, your vegetables. It can be used. It's local, and it's coming from a young man who is very innovative. Until then, I'm Phillip Sydney saying goodbye. Thanks so much.
Agriculture on the Move.
Agricole Mouvement.
Agriculture on the Move.
Agricole en Mouvement.
Agriculture on the Move.
Agricole Mouvement.
Agriculture on the Move.
Agricole en Mouvement.